2, 1.
Hi, welcome back to Show Me Trucks. A little update video. Huge news, the 36 GMC finally sold. Trying to get parts ready for the Suburban and wrap up the 67 short bed that obviously is not even close to together. So let me show you a couple details. I went and picked up some barn wood and a couple odds and end projects lately. So let's get into the video. Well, I wanted to talk with you guys one of my dilemmas. I'd like some input before I pull the trigger on a couple items. Obviously, these 51 Suburbans, you almost always see them with white walls and lowered, and I get it, you know, they're kind of a lowrider looking vehicle most of the time. But I'm very much on the fence of just black wall tires, obviously no letters out. I don't really dig that one. Or white walls. White walls are so expensive. So that one is hard to talk myself into, but they do look good on here. But because I am half doing a performance looking build, kind of old street rod ish with the 292 and kind of shiny, I'm not sure, for one, how much I like these chrome rims. I'll throw a couple pictures in, but I kind of like the chrome rims with the white walls. I think I'll still like the chrome rims with just the black tires, but they do have that classic look with the white walls. So I have a set of 15-inch chrome rims for the front, but I obviously could grind the chrome off or get a cheap set of rims and not run the chrome. So let me know what you guys think. The one set of tires, this guy has the exact size tires I was planning on getting, and Mickey Thompson, and I used to run those on my 67. I thought they were great tires. And it'd be nice to kind of buy a cheap set of tires, drive it around a little bit, or especially just to like roll it around, and then maybe switch out to white walls later when I have more money. But also, if the project stalls out, it kind of sucks to have brand new tires sit around for 4 years. So let me know what you guys think. White walls, black walls, no letters. So street rod tires or kind of some white walls, old hot rod look. First up, I got a bunch of foam. This was like a huge mattress pad. I don't know if it's medium or, you know, high density or whatever, but I think I'm gonna try to use it on the back of the Suburban seats because those don't take a whole lot of pressure, just to save a little money. And then I think I'll buy nice foam for the bottom, or buy some bench seats from the salvage yard and then pull the foam out because you know that foam's already good, and then shave it all to size and cut it down. Next up, some stuff's been happening with the Suburban engine. I think I showed you that I had sold the exhaust and the intake and all that. Well, today I got a call, so now I'm selling the compressor and all the other brackets and power steering and all that. So that made up my mind because I was kind of on the fence about using air conditioning in general because I think it's hideous on this engine. It just sits so up high up here, and there's nowhere for me to hide it. So I think what I might try whenever I get there is I think I'm going to try an electric air conditioning unit. And I know obviously it uses a bunch of amperage, so I got to be a little more concerned about maybe running a nice alternator and way better wiring and all that. Maybe even a spare battery. I kind of would like a spare battery so that there's no chance it could drain my regular battery. But I don't know, I gotta look into it more. I'm trying to read some reviews and see what's going on, but that's what's going on with that engine. Also, I contacted the guy, Mr. Hot Rod 6, something like that. He sells the intake machined flanges, and he also makes the exhaust flanges, but he said that he's out right now. So I'm really hoping he'll make me some stainless ones because I would really love to make some really nice dual headers for this setup. A stainless would be cool. If not, I'll use the mild steel, but I really would love the stainless just for the challenge and to keep with kind of the old chrome and shiny engine look, you know. Next up, I bailed on my idea of the T5. I was just going back and forth on cost and time and running a manual in general on road trips and different things. Yes, it's fun, but not always fun. That's why old guys that a lot of people switch to automatics. I think for ease, I think I'm just gonna run the automatic. So this is a 204R kind of like a 700 R4, but a little tighter gear ratios. And all these have mechanical speedos instead of 700 R4s. Some of them have electronic speedo. So cheap. It's kind of just a core. I knew I was going to have to rebuild it. Slash, I wanted to rebuild it. I don't really want to put things in here and have to pull them out later. So cheap enough. This is only, with everything included, about 40 pounds heavier than the T5, which the T5 and the 3-speed that would have been in this originally are pretty close to the same weight, even though the 3-speed is, you know, iron. But the extra 2 gears made up for that weight. So weight-wise, not too crazy. The only downer is I got to run a newer radiator if I want to cooler lines going into the radiator, which I do. So I'll just splurge, and it's kind of nice to spend some money on a new radiator anyway. So for the 67, they had the Carlisle Truck Show, so I went and picked up a alternator bracket. I'm still needing one more piece for the alternator bracket for the 350, but I'm planning on going to a junkyard next week. So 67's kind of stalled because I've been working a lot lately, but not on trucks. Engine's ready, painted, everything's together. Tranny, besides the transfer case, is painted and ready. You know, new machine flywheel and clutch setup. But what I did is I broke this little retainer clip that goes in your clutch fork. And of course, none of the stores have it. So I'm going to have to go to the junkyard and pull a bunch of forks off so I can get one that's not broken. So that's kind of a downer because I do not want to put that together and then try to feed that clip in. So once that's in, hopefully next week, then I can put the engine in. This has been driving me crazy. This is the cleanest the garage has been. This all has been sprawled out, all horrible in the garage. So I have not been motivated to be out here, but today I had to get this up so I could get the engine mounts off for this guy. So it's still going to have a little bit of the chrome that was on there originally, kind of cheesy and rusty, but this guy wanted all that for his 292. So, you know, little changes. Another thing for the 67 is I finally found the transfer case. There's a little ring for the boot. Finally found that, so that's nice. So hopefully next week I'm not working, so I'm get engine in, get cab on, get the brake lines all run, really start buttoning up this and getting this thing ready. I want to get it tossed together so that I can get it up on Marketplace soon. Another thing that happened, that my 36 GMC is gone. I sold it last week to a guy. I'm gonna have a whole nother video about me selling vehicles. I did not do good on it, I'm not gonna lie. I basically only paid for all the parts that went into it, but I needed it gone. I kind of didn't want to get stuck with it forever. It kind of seemed like no one had been throwing me real offers. I hope the guy's happy. I know he's having some issues. So the battery's dying. Some kind of draw, even though when I checked it, it wasn't showing that. But and I don't know. I gotta send him the wiring harness schematic setup that I made. So just a couple issues, a couple brake issues that were going on. But whatever. It's just kind of, I don't know if I'm gonna sell vehicles like that anymore. I'm definitely not gonna build a vehicle for me and then sell it to someone, because I put nice stuff on it. And spent all the money like I was going to keep it, and then sold it and then lost everything. So, yay. But I think now what I'm going to do is get them close and let the guys finish out all the bugs, because it just takes a while to drive these around, let everything break in, and just all these little things will nitpick you. Even the most amazing shops always talk about this, you know, like little things pop up, you know, like unless you're using everything stock, you know, all the mismatching all these parts, it's pretty hard. So, lesson learned. But, you know, now I have a little money to throw at the 36, or at the 67. See, I already forgot I sold it. At the 67, but definitely the Suburban. I'm super pumped to work on the Suburban. Slowly just kind of getting some parts together. Obviously, 67 is the most important, because I was supposed to have that ready to sell by the end of summer. It's going to be a push because I've been working the last 3 weeks. But, we'll see how it goes. But obviously, 67, I'm not even that excited about anymore. I really just want to start working on this 292. I want to pull it apart. I just need to, I want to start finding all the parts. I need a new balancer here. I would love a new water pump, and you know, I want to make it look clean. So I seriously am like debating if I want to just like be dumb and like build out the engine how I want it and have the engine and tranny sitting over there. I really shouldn't. I should get it all mounted and make some mounts and do all that in the frame and then work on the Suburban, but we'll see. I'm just kind of jumping all over the place. Wow. No update is complete unless you have a bunch of side projects. So 67 camper shell. I had to pull it off so that I could go get all this barn wood. I've been having trouble finding barn wood for the ceiling of the garage, and so finally this popped up, and this whole stack was only $20, which is insane because most people around here want $4 a board foot, so it gets a little pricey. So the last set of barn wood I had to pull off a barn and pay them $100, I think, and I didn't even get this much. So pretty excited I can finish the ceiling. That way I can insulate it for the winter and for summer. So that'll be a someday soon project, but I had to go pick it up with the trailer. So now the camper shell's back on. I cannot wait to get this camper shell on the 67 and out of my way. Moving it by myself a million times is horrible. If you haven't seen it anytime soon, it's been out here. I started on the mural over there a long time ago, so eventually it should have a mural there, but I'm selling the truck, so I'm like, I might even pull all that aluminum off and just use like some cheap, you know, plywood looking paneling in there or something, or leave it in if someone really wants it. But it just sucks. I did all this for me, but selling the truck, you know, someone else gets the profit off of it. So hopefully this is one of my last times moving this camper shell. I'm so over it.